Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm a game show junkie. Last time I asked if you took the Jokers Wild and tic-tac-toe and threw them in a blender, what would come out? The answer is the game of strategy, luck, and knowledge, Bullseye! This show took the best of the Jokers Wild and tic-tac-toe and created a whole new game. Ready? Aim. Fire. Bullseye is the game of strategy, knowledge, and especially daring. Two contestants accumulate money by correctly answering questions. The first player to bank $1,000 wins the game and goes on to play the bonus game. The left and right windows house 4 different categories each. Underneath the category is a random amount of money from $50 to $250, which is the amount every question will be worth. The bottom window is the contract window, shuffling numbers from 1 to 5, and a bullseye. The numbers indicate how many questions will be asked in the contract, but if they hit the bullseye, they can make the contract as long as they'd like, all the way up to winning the game, but could stop at any time. To help the people at home know how many questions was left in the contract, the host's podium had a bright red display, which counted down after a question was answered. The bonus game takes place on Bonus Island with its own button similar to the Jokers Wild's lever. All 3 windows shuffle money from $100 to $200, bullseyes, and one of the 3 houses the lightning. Every time they spin, the money that comes up is added to the pot, which can be taken at any time. When a bullseye comes up, the window is frozen from spinning again. The object was to get 1 bullseye in each window to double the money in the pot and win a prize package from $2,000 to $3,500. If the lightning was hit, they lost everything. In addition, if the player was daring enough to spin 10 times without hitting lightning and getting 3 bullseyes, they won the prizes, and the pot jumped to $5,000.
If we don't get a bullseye, of course, we'll give you $5,000 in the prizes. If you get a bullseye, we'll double the money in the prizes. You can't lose. The only thing we don't want is lightning. All right, come on. Let's get that touch. Come on, bullseye. All right. All right. You got it. Now, I'll add it all up in a moment. You won the prizes, the trip to Cabo San Lucas, the camera, the golf clubs, and everything else.
Similarly, if they hit 3 bullseyes in one spin, they won the $5,000 and the prizes. After a couple of months, the producers decided to stage a special 2 weeks where the category amounts double from $100 to $500, and the winning number is $2,000.
In a moment, the 7th special and exciting edition of Bullseye. Contestants will be playing for themselves and for some very special children's charities. I urge you to watch it right now.
All monies won in the main game would be donated to the charity of the contestant's choice. After the 2 weeks, the show received so much positive reception to increasing the money that it became a permanent change for the rest of the series. As much praise as this show got from people like me, it also got its share of criticisms. The biggest came midway through the 2nd season.
This is Jim Lang. On our next show, we'll be changing to Celebrity Bullseye. Famous stars playing for their favorite charities. Starting our very next show.
In an effort to raise their declining ratings, the format was changed so celebrities would play the game for their favorite charities. This was supposed to last for a few weeks, but became permanent for the rest of the series. Jim Lang is the most enthusiastic game show host I've ever seen. As like every other host before him and during that time, he remained impartial at all times and became extremely excited when someone wins the game and the bonus game.
Was that tough?
It was! You got it! It was! And Michael, come on, let's get it. Here we go. You did it! You
The set was another colorful marvel created by set designer John C. Mula. Like Joker and Tic Tac, the contestants were stage left, the host stage right, and the board was front and center. Although unlike the two counterparts, the visual screen was behind the contestants instead of the host. The biggest influence for this set was a space theme. Around 1980, with the Star Wars and arcade boom, some game shows wanted to capture that space feel. This is why the set is blue and the perimeter of the wall is loaded with neon stars. While the items were randomly shuffling around until the contestants hit the button, swirls were added to prevent the contestant from seeing everything. The influence for that had to have come from one of those preschool toys. That was the first time I saw it. In fact, the biggest fan of the set was Johnny Carson. During the first season at NBC Studios, they taped across the hall from The Tonight Show. One day, Johnny walked onto the set and mentioned to Jim Lang he liked the very large and stylish set. Unfortunately, we don't know whether the cameras were rolling on this moment or not. Usually a game show theme song uses the same theme for the beginning and end of the show. In the case of Bullseye, Hal Heidi created a theme that was long enough that they used part for the opening and another part for the closing.
This is the television game in which daring determines the fate of the player. This is the game of strategy, luck, and knowledge. This is Bullseye. Now, here's our host, Jim Lang.
Thank you. Thank you.
Coming up, Alan Funt's up to his old tricks again, focusing the fun on the people who least expect it. Candid Camera, next on USA.
Bullseye is a Jack Berry and Dan Enright production.
Every time a contestant hit the plunger, there was a booming sound effect to reveal the contents of the window.
You have Latin America, $200 a question. Foreign words for only $50 a question, and your contract is 3 questions.
The catchphrase of Bullseye was said brilliantly by Jim Lang at the end of each episode. Since I can't do it justice, I'll let him tell it to you.
Go until then, Jim Lang, hoping that everything you're going for, it's the Bullseye. Bye.
There you have it, Bullseye, a hybrid of two of Barry and Enright's most popular shows. Until next time, I'm Brian, your game show junkie, saying I remember it so you don't have to. No, wait, that's not right. Excuse me a second, I gotta go find my script.
Find it!